A blazing meteor tears across the night sky above Blackridge Jungle. Silver fire splits the darkness and crashes beyond the distant cliffs. Mason looks upward with wide green eyes. Bruno squints at the burning trail fading into smoke. Kara whispers that fallen stars never bring simple luck. Finn stares in wonder at the glowing horizon. Luna winces from pain, but smiles softly at Finn. Bruno mutters that jungle nights grow stranger every season. Morning breaks over Blackridge with uneasy silence. Birds avoid the northern valley. Ironclaw prowls along rocky ridges. Near the crash site, Ironclaw growls. The valley smells of fear and opportunity. Mason kneels beside Luna's injured leg. Mason says gently that Luna must rest until strength returns. Bruno promises in a deep rumble that Bruno will guard Finn. Luna nods weakly and whispers gratitude. Finn asks, with sparkling eyes, if touching the fallen star grants wishes. Bruno chuckles, but avoids answering. Mason says thoughtfully that legends speak of power hidden in star fragments. Kara stiffens and senses danger in the wind. A distant roar shatters the morning calm. Ironclaw announces from the cliffs that Blackridge belongs to Ironclaw alone. Finn trembles and presses against Bruno's fur. Mason narrows green eyes toward the cliffs. Kara says sharply that Ironclaw hunts near the crash site. Bruno growls that Ironclaw seeks new territory. Mason decides the valley is unsafe. Mason declares that Luna and Finn must move before sunset. Luna struggles to stand but collapses slightly. Finn whimpers that Finn does not want to leave Luna. Bruno lowers massive body and invites Luna to climb onto broad back. Luna hesitates but accepts with quiet dignity. Kara scouts ahead through tall grass. Mason grips stone Dagar tightly. Ironclaw watches from shadows above. Ironclaw smirks and says that wounded prey travels slowly. Night falls faster than expected. A second streak of light flashes across the sky. Finn gasps and says excitedly that another star has fallen. Mason studies the direction carefully. Kara returns swiftly and warns that Ironclaw circles behind. Bruno tightens grip on wooden staff. Mason forms a quick plan. Mason says calmly that Mason will distract Bruno protests with a fierce growl. Mason insists that speed offers advantage. Ironclaw leaps down, blocking narrow canyon path. Dust raises around massive striped paws. Ironclaw mocks Mason and calls Mason fragile prey. Mason says boldly that Ironclaw fears fallen stars. Ironclaw snarls and denies fear. Mason claims that star fragments grant strength only to the brave. Ironclaw's blue eyes flicker with greedy curiosity. Kara silently guides Bruno and Luna into hidden ravine. Finn looks back, worried. Mason runs toward the glowing crater alone. Ironclaw chases with thunderous strides. The crater glows faint blue beneath cracked earth. Fragments shimmer like scattered diamonds. Mason stops near the edge and turns sharply. Ironclaw lunges forward without hesitation. Loose stones collapse beneath heavy paws. Ironclaw slips and crashes into the shallow crater pit. Glowing dust explodes into the air. Mason steps back, cautiously. Ironclaw roars in fury from inside the pit. Ironclaw claws at rocky walls, but slides back down. Above the crater, Kara appears on a ledge. Bruno emerges behind, with Luna safe. Finn peeks from behind Bruno's leg. Ironclaw glares upward with burning rage. Ironclaw vows revenge with echoing roar. Mason signals the group to retreat quickly. The jungle trembles with Ironclaw's anger. Stars shimmer quietly overhead. Finn whispers that Finn never made a wish. Mason kneels and gently hands Finn a tiny, glowing shard. Mason says softly that courage creates stronger magic than stars. Finn closes eyes and makes silent wish. Wind comes. Across black, the group disappears into deeper forest shadows. Ironclaw's roar fades into distant thunder. Moonlight filters through dense treetops. Ironclaw finally climbs out of the crater. Blue dust shimmers across Ironclaw's striped fur. Ironclaw growls that humiliation will be repaid in blood. Deep in the forest, Mason leads the group toward a hidden cave. Bruno watches every shadow carefully. Kara listens for a distant movement. Luna walks, slowly, but stronger. Finn looks at glowing shard clutched in paw. Finn asks quietly if the wish worked. Mason replies calmly that Bravery already changed fate. Sudden rustling erupts behind thick bushes. Ironclaw bursts forward with explosive speed. Bruno steps between Ironclaw and the others. Kara leaps onto a fallen log preparing to strike. Mason shouts that Ironclaw seeks fear. Ironclaw laughs darkly and says fear feeds power. Finn steps forward, trembling yet determined. Finn holds up glowing shard toward Ironclaw. Blue light flashes brighter. Ironclaw hesitates momentarily. Mason sees opportunity. Mason throws a handful of loose stardust into the air. Glowing particles swirl around Ironclaw's eyes. Ironclaw roars in temporary blindness. Bruno slams a wooden staff into ground, creating vibration. Loose stones fall from nearby slope. Kara slices vines above with swift claws. Thick vines drop and tangle around Ironclaw's legs. Ironclaw thrashes violently, but balance falters. Luna stands tall and howls fiercely. The united sound echoes through. Other distant wolves answer the call. Ironclaw realizes numbers shift against Ironclaw. Mason steps closer with fearless stare. Mason declares that Blackridge belongs to no tyrant. Finn's shard dims slowly. Ironclaw finally retreats into darkness with wounded pride. Silence returns to the jungle. Bruno exhales deeply. Kara relaxes tense shoulders. Luna nuzzles. Finn with relief. Mason looks toward the fading crater glow. Dawn begins to paint the sky gold. Blackridge breathes freely once again. Finn smiles and says softly that the real wish came true. Mason nods and replies that courage is the brightest star. The jungle awakens in peace. Ironclaw's shadow disappears beyond the ridges. Hope settles like gentle sunlight across the valley.